C10, a significant benefit for Canada as employment category, is a very uncharted territory for many applicants. A lot of buzz, but let me break it down for you. Little warning, this video will be rather long, but I suggest you take it as free, long, but very useful consultation, because I will give you a lot of information about C10, breaking down the benefits and key criteria, how government assess C10, and at the end of this video, I will give you actual way how to start your application. So let's dive into it. C10. C10, if we follow official definition of Canadian immigration, is a job offer based on your unique benefits for Canada in economic sphere, but we're talking about economic, cultural, and social benefits to Canada, which is very important definition. And you may be eligible for an LMIA exempt work permit under significant benefit category and legal description given in R205.A regarding C10 in IRPA, in Immigration Act of Canada. But recently, due to very unfortunate development in startup visa application procedures, Government of Canada canceled, or at least stopped for a while, acceptance of work permits based on startup visa permanent residency applications. So we thought about it, we consulted with stakeholders, and we realized that C10 can be very usefully applied for startup visa applicants. Why and how? Well, let me describe how startup visa applicants can benefit from this. But first, let's identify who startup visa applicants are. They are innovators, entrepreneurs, and definitely bring know-how and R&D, research and development, benefit for Canada, right? Practically speaking, if you intend to participate in business development of your own enterprise, of your own startup inside Canada, you may be well qualified for C10 exemption. Let's dive into it. Let's read and emphasize the biggest key benefits of C10. First of all, this is, according to the government regulations, LMIA exempt work permit. Why? Well, because the significance of participation in business development allows eligible applicants to bypass LMIA process, because your entry to Canada will not interfere with Canadian employment market. In fact, you may be eligible because you create jobs in Canada. The second very important key benefit of this application process is that it's faster in processing. Why? Well, first of all, it does not require Service Canada approval. That will cut your application by months. Then, since you don't have LMIA exemption, the assessment will avoid long processing, and besides, C10 always built on priority processing, because that's exemption based on benefits for Canada. Another important benefit is authorization to work in Canada. Well, practically speaking, even though it's LMIA exempt, you have full rights to be employed by your business and work in your business or own your business if you like. And then benefits are there by creating additional value in your own enterprise. Family accompaniment. Well, some people disregard this as an important, I guess it's not key benefit for them. But if you have a family, having family with you, allowing your spouse to have open work permit, allowing your kids go to school for free, by the way, it's a benefit, right? If you're not a family man, then I don't judge you. But if you have a family, how can you move here and don't consider this as a key benefit? So it's a key benefit to have your family with you, allow them to study, work, have medical coverage, and all benefits attached. Yet another critical component and benefit for this particular C10 application type is a permanent residency pathway. Why it's important? If you're regularly watching our YouTube channel videos, you know we always advocate for the final destination, for the ultimate result, permanent residency in Canada. How C10 can lead to this? Well, there are 2 or 3 pathways leading to permanent residency. If you more or less qualified candidate, working here will allow you to collect experience to be processed under Canadian Experience class via Express Entry. Permanent residency based on provincial nominee program is another path if you have good relationship with your employer and actually you work there. And another benefit for startup visa applicants is obvious. It's a supplement to your previously available open work permit under startup visa. They cancel that path for now. The C10 will allow you to work here. You're already in permanent residency application process. You don't worry about collecting experience. You just work hard and participate in development and active growth of your venture in Canada. Another and last on the list of benefits is a very unique flexibility of your specialized roles. If you participant of your startup or co-founder of your startup operation, well, your role must be supported by your experience, but that role must be very carefully planned and presented to Immigration Canada. Otherwise, they will reject because your experience does not match your position within your startup. And if you're the regular candidate and watching our videos for the first time, you should know we always prepare our clients with the end goal in mind, not just to file application and send it over and see if it sticks. So for now, those are benefits. Let's switch to the second, equally important part of this video. Core assessment criteria, how Immigration Canada assess C10 candidates. Despite common beliefs that you can just file and get lucky, well, first of all, at AnyVisa, we don't work based on luck. We justify the application, we prepare enormous amount of materials to support your application. That's why our application have incredible success rate. But let's dive into it. First and foremost, significant benefit to Canada must be supported by experience and knowledge and obviously ability of the candidate to perform the role we apply for. That's very important. Another critical component is a transfer of specialized knowledge into Canada. That's where innovation, idea, your know-how, I'm talking about startup visa applicants or regular applicants if their employer, if their company invite them based on those special features. So if you have that component in your application, you're almost guaranteed to be successfully accepted under C10. Another very important criteria how government assess related to records or achievements in your background. You have to show extensive professional experience in the field of your venture or your enterprise or your occupation and relevant education or credentials. Of course, that puts some limitations on people who just willingly want to apply for something. And trust me, sometimes we have in those applicants who say, I will apply for anything, I will do anything. I say, really? Like, really? You have PhD and you want to wash floors and do dishes in a McDonald's? Be careful when you say and what you wish for. Another very important assessment is a job offer or business activity in Canada must be absolutely genuine. So there is no place for fictitious applications, fictitious LMIA exemptions. People sometimes taking it lightly, paying to someone who promised them the miracle, but that's not the right way to apply. Good background check, good due diligence work. That's what we apply to every application. And again, that's how we guarantee the success on our side. So it's well supported for, I'm talking about startup visa applicants. It's a well-supported business plan. That's how you describe your process, how you will implement and how you will achieve economic benefit for Canada if you entrepreneur under startup visa program. If you regular C10 candidate, your company, your employer must demonstrate that. And of course, coming back and circling back to ability to perform the work, everything will be checked out regarding your qualification. So if you in line with your startup objectives, if you in line with your company core interest and area of industry, of course, then you will be assessed positively. And now the most exciting part for you, right? How to apply, where to start. Well, we always start with background check. We always start with proper business consultation. By the way, you can find the link below in the description section and apply and check your chances for C10 application. And definitely share this video with someone who you think may benefit from this. And as always, like, subscribe, and stay safe by staying informed.